Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. Quiet on the creek. 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 You know that sounds like the whisper song with the Yin Yang Twins. Quiet on the creek. Quiet on the creek. Quiet on the creek. Quiet on the creek. Wait till I show you this. Because if you really wanted to be whisper, if you want to be real, like whisper. Anyway, you all, I am here because there is some controversy with Saucy Santana, some things that he said, his song. Thank you all for sending me the information concerning Virginia State. 5 people were shot, 1 critical. No one died. This happened at Virginia State near the Quad, in Ettricks or Petersburg, Virginia. And so Virginia State went on lockdown. So that's what's going on. But that's it. Virginia, I don't care anything about that. I really don't. So again, great. I didn't see it. I'm good. I don't care. Moving right along. Saucy Santana. Let me say this. Saucy Santana is not a PDF file. Now, let me say something about Saucy Santana. Saucy Santana is not from Miami. He's not from Florida. He moved to Florida, but he was raised from a child on in a small town called Perry, Perry, Florida. It is in the gun region of Florida. You know where the gun is? Okay. So where you push the trigger, that's Perry. He's close to Apalachicola and all of those. Baby, that people don't even go there. They don't even go to that part of Florida. I mean, you know, if you want good seafood, but he's from a small town. But this is when people don't know gay lingo. And this is where they start messing up. And this is why nuance and knowing culture is so important. When Saucy Santana said the kids, he is not talking about children. The kids are the gay girls or the gay boys. Those are the kids. So this man is not a PDF. Baby, the Christian people whose head is stuck in the sand and they don't know nothing. And these folk who don't know culture are trying to say that man is a PDF file because he said the kids. That man is not talking about children. That man is talking about the gay community, because just like we say the girls or the kids are up. The kids are, so that's what kids mean. So that can be dismissed. It's crazy. I don't know what kind of accent he has. I guess that's how they talk in Perry. Let's go to this Quiet on the Creek. Quiet on the Creek. This bootleg yin yang song. Now I'm going to say this. It's really interesting because the song has gained popularity. Saucy Santana, you a lying wonder. You know good and darn well that song is not about your relatives telling you to be quiet on the creek because the fish will be spooked. Or yeah, no. Now that may be true, but if that were the case in your video, if that was the case on your video, then y'all would be at a creek. You are at Creek University or Creek School or something, and you're sneaking in. I'm listening to the lyrics, and many same gender loving gay men have had a quiet on the creek moment. no matter what position they're in, they've had a Quiet on the Creek moment where there is a male sleeping with males, because I don't call them gay, who have a baby mama. All that is a piece of trade, who done went to prison or something, or was in the Navy, or I don't know. And they like men, but they like, all it is a bisexual man. I mean, but we call them men sleeping with men because they don't identify. They don't want to be, associated. Get it? And they don't want no one to know. So if there's a very vocal person, they tell them to be quiet. Vice versa. If you are a vocal person who is the giver, they'll tell you to be quiet. Quiet on the Creek. That's the bottom line what that song is about. I don't care how you try to sugarcoat it, whitewash it. That's what that song is about. If you listen to the lyrics, Queen Toya, he's not talking about fishing on the creek. He is talking about a man who identifies as straight with a baby mama, but yet dealing with the girls or the boys. And that's exactly what that's exactly what that video is about. Now, you can tell me one thing, but your video is saying another. Now, Queen Toya's, that could be correct. So this is where communication is very important. So let's say, Queen Toya's, exactly what you're saying. You would say the inspiration for Quiet on the Creek is because when we used to fish, this is what happened. So it was the inspiration in the video because there are a lot of men sleeping with men or men who poses as straight but really like men. And so I put those two together. That's how you do that. But don't lie, because how it makes it sound is that, yeah. And I'm gonna tell you now. Let me say this. I'm not mad at Saucy Santana. I'm not. He's a lying wonder if he's just saying that song is just one meaning. Now let the people know it's a double entendre. That Quiet on the Creek means dual things. That's all I'm saying, Queen Toya's, that it means dual things. I mean, that could have been your inspiration, but in that video, it ain't a creek to be found. It ain't no water to be found. That's all I'm saying. But I'm not mad at Saucy Santana, because what Saucy Santana did in that video was make people aware that that's what people do. When I worked at Ivy's department store, you would not believe how many married men would come in that store knowing that they were married, had children, appeared very straight, but they was giving cards and give me a call and yeah. Well, Toya, this is the thing. Just say they're dual meanings, but my thing is, if you just leave it at that, then it's like, okay, but the video is showing another thing. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him at all. And my thing is this, Toya's, at the end of the day, it's all about eyes on the video, eyes on the song. Controversy sells. And so that's what this is. It's controversy, it sells. even to the point where these straight folk and these Christian people don't know what kids are. They're thinking kids as in adolescents, where Saucy Santana meaning kids as the gay community. So there's a lot of nuance. But Quiet on the Creek tells a story of a man who is playing with the boys, but yet got these girls pregnant and posing as a straight man, but really don't want nobody to know. And see, what Saucy Santana is doing is exposing a lot of these guys. This is why I laugh when I look at these people wanting to come for the LGBTQIA community. I scratch my head because I'm like, why are these people so threatening to you if you're not gay? If you straight, you know who you are. You don't have to worry. And everybody don't want you. And it just goes to show that it's the ones who be protesting the most that you got to be careful of. I look in the churches. You hear all of these preachers preaching on this, and the third, but now you're seeing all of these pastors reaching out to these young men and trying to hook up. It is what it is. But yet, they will preach squarely against it, knowing that that's what they really want. So Quiet on the Creek is interesting in many ways. And let me say this. I'm not upset with Saucy Santana. He is who he is. He is, he's schooling the girls. He putting people on game to let folk know. A lot of people don't like Saucy Santana, and that's fine. But the music is selling. And that's all the people really care about. The music is selling. Saucy Santana is hilarious to me because he's from Perry, Florida. That's all I can say. He wasn't born and raised. I mean, he wasn't born there, but he's from Perry, Florida. And he is definitely rural Florida. He is definitely North Florida. He is definitely not Miami. That is North Florida. You may be based in Miami, but baby, that accent and that sauciness is definitely North Florida. Definitely North Florida. But I am not mad at Saucy Santana. And again, the video, and let me say the video is not, it's not a raunchy video, but it's just a video that's telling a story. Is a person who is very out there. He's very colorful. He's very, extroverted. And so a lot of people don't want to deal with that. And it goes to show you a lot of things too, because even in the community, now I'm just going to tell it, even in the community, there are gay men who do not want an ultra feminine man. They really prefer somebody who is DL or somebody who is covert in their sexuality. They really want that. So again, I think that there are a lot of things that are exposed. It even goes to the transgender community. There are gay men who do not like trans women. That was evident in a documentary with Major, what's her name, out of Arkansas, because she felt that the wealthy white gay men hijacked Stonewall's meaning, and they took it, and she felt that while the black and transgender women of color, Spanish and black, were getting their, as she said, ass whooped down there, They were in their apartments, having their parties. Then all of a sudden they take over the movement and make it something that it wasn't. So a lot of trans girls are really upset as well because that's how they feel. No, not all of Florida. Mm-mm. Let me tell you something. Florida is a special place. Florida moves to the beat of its own drum. I'm from Central Florida, and Central Florida is definitely not South Florida. And South Florida is definitely not North Florida. And Central Florida is definitely not North Florida. Central Florida is, I believe, where I think a lot of culture and diversity mix. You got a lot of military bases in Central Florida. Patrick Air Force Base, MacDill. The Navy used to have a training. McCoy used to be there until they moved. But North Central Florida has the Space Center. So, and then you got people coming in who are foreigners or moving from another state. So Central Florida is a melting pot. Miami is urban. Miami is the gateway to South America and the Caribbean. And North Florida might as well be Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi. That's Florida in a nutshell. But good people come out of Florida. Well, I have. Again, the state has changed drastically with this Republican takeover. It has changed drastically. But I love my state. I would not move there now because it's uber expensive. And Florida is now another California. And people are going to be moving out of Florida soon because it's so expensive to live there. But Florida is a good state. It's a beautiful state. But when people start moving in, things happen. It is what it is. But where's Charlemagne from? Where is he from? Anyway, don't get me started. But again, it is what it is. And Florida is a great state. I mean, don't get me wrong. I didn't go to Florida A&M, but it's one of the most popular HBCUs along with Bethune-Cookman College. Baby, good things come out of Florida. I'm just saying. Y'all don't sleep on Florida. Some of the largest research institutions: University of Florida, Florida State, University of Central Florida, University of South Florida, Florida International University. Those schools are R1 research institutions. Florida has major institutions. So again, it could be crazy, but don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. That's all I'm going to say. But if you're just joining me, I was just talking about Salsa Santana, Quiet on the Creek. Quiet on the Creek could have been talking about how Saucy's relatives told him to be quiet on the creek because they fishing, and I can see that where sure I can see the poles and them plastic buckets that they would turn over, and they would have them cane poles. Okay, I can see that with a hoe to chop up a water moccasin if it came on shore. Baby, that's Salsa Santana. Give me that. He gives me that. And I ain't mad at him. He gives me that. He gives me that. So I can see that. But that video is pretty much telling folk what the people do. And it's pretty much exposing men who play that role as straight, but secretly they're dealing with gay men. That's the skinny of that song. That is the skinny of that song. And so I just thought it was really interesting. But I'm not mad about it. It happens. I've witnessed it. Like I said, in college, it was so many Quiet on the Creeks. A lot of Quiet on the Creeks. Football players, basketball players, track, especially track and field. There's a lot of Quiet on the Creek track and field. Quiet on the Creek. That wrestling team, all of them positions and moves and stuff. It was Quiet on the Creek in the band. But let me say this. Let me go a little step farther. Quiet on the Creek ain't only for men. Quiet on the Creek is for women. And there are a lot of lipstick lesbiterians. And it's definitely Quiet on the Creek. And one thing about them is they can get away with it because nobody ever suspects. So I just think that's interesting. They are more stealthy with their Quiet on the Creek. I'm just saying. So yeah, interesting. Interesting, you all. You never met any fully sane. Everybody got a little taint of craziness in them. Everybody got a little taint of craziness now. Don't get it twisted. Everybody has a little taint of craziness. Queen Toya, don't be coming from Florida. Ooh, Lord. Ooh, he got Hoochie Daddy short song. Ooh, Jesus. Bo is wearing Hoochie Daddy stuff. Ooh, Quiet on the Creek. My. Y'all, give me a minute. I think I'm getting ready to. No, I'm going to stay right on here. Anyway, y'all. Queen Toys, don't come from Florida. Don't come from Florida. Please don't. Don't come from Florida. So yeah, y'all, Saucy Santana is something else. He's gone through a lot though. And Saucy Santana is a survivor because the man done been threatened at a club. They done shot at him in a car. Yeah. And this is the thing. The rap community can't stand him. Now, it's really interesting because a lot of things are coming out about the rap community, about this hypermasculinity, but yet they allegedly were doing things to get deals, and we see what's going on with the Diddy situation and stuff, but they will hate somebody like Saucy Santana, who is his authentic self. And they really hate the fact that his music is a bop. And a lot of people like his music, like Walk 'Em Like a Dog. And again, Saucy Santana is coming from his experience. And as a gay man, he deserves to come from his experience. He is rapping about what he knows. And I wouldn't want him to rap about anything else. It may make people uncomfortable, but we can celebrate WAP, which to me is like interesting. I think what Saucy Santana is doing is letting people know that, hey, these things are out here. And he's not as graphic as WAP, but again, WAP, Meg Thee Stallion and all of this. Yeah. Oh, yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, Queen Toyas. Yes, they do. Because number one, they are still in this hypermasculinity situation. And they will give him props in his face and talk behind his back. They don't like that man. And the sad part about it is, with all of this stuff coming out now, it goes to show you that what they hate in others, they hate in themselves. Like I said, all of those rumors with Dupree and all of these people, and with Usher and Diddy and all of this stuff. Oh, yes, they do. They do. Because again, that marketing is hyper masculinity, being all of that. Yes, they do. No, that's not a speculation. That's not a speculation. Have you not listened to Vlad and those people who talk? Have you not listened to some of these people and how they talk about folk in the a community? Oh no, that's not a speculation. You haven't heard what's his name? Was in all of those movies. Oh, out of New York. Busta Rhymes. Oh no, Busta Rhymes have come out and said it. And of course there is speculation on him. No, I'm not talking about Vlad. I'm talking about the people he interviewed, Toyas. I'm talking about the people he's interviewed. So you're not going to tell me that I didn't hear Busta Rhymes make disparaging remark about gay people. I have. And also I've heard RuPaul said how much grief LL Cool J gave him when he was on his show with Debbie Allen. Baby, you can't tell me that. It's not speculation. It's not speculation at all. All you got to do is go to these interviews and hear how people talk. Oh no, it's not speculation. It has been many stories on that concerning gay rappers and stuff, even in the entertainment industry when Frank Ocean came out as bisexual and how folk went crazy. So no, it's not speculation. You can go in and it's well documented. It's not speculation because that's the environment. That's the environment, and that's the persona. No, They like I said, Saucy ain't look. Saucy making money, but folk ain't happy. Let me say this: until you get in spaces with people, you will understand. People, yeah. So again, that's my take on it. I don't think that's speculation. I think that we have seen enough interviews. We have heard enough rappers. We have heard enough people make disparaging remarks and diminish people. No, it's more than two people. But Toya, I'm not here to argue. That's my opinion. And I based it on the things that I've seen. You have yours. That's how I feel. I don't think they really care for Saucy Santana. I think people tolerate you, but they don't. It's a difference between tolerate and celebrate. It's a difference between tolerate and celebrate. So yeah, so it is what it is. I don't necessarily agree. I mean, we see it here even in communities around here in the internet. So again, entertainment industry is really interesting. They do it behind the scenes. They just don't want nobody to know in public. That's what I've seen. That's what the Epstein and Diddy's and all of that is shown me. Yeah. We good doing it behind the scene, but like Saucy Santana said, quiet on the creek. So yeah. Anyway, the machine is very anti-gay. The machine is anti-gay, and as a gay man myself, the machine is anti-gay. And yeah, they've made some progress, but still in all, it's there. So those are my thoughts. It is what it is. Quiet on the creek. Shout out again to Saucy Santana. Yeah. Saucy Santana. And I'm gonna tell you what, the atmosphere in Miami is definitely not pro-gay. It's definitely not pro-gay. And I'm talking about Miami in a whole. When you have conservative Cubans and Caribbeans, and they may be doing it, but it's definitely wrong. So that's all I'm going to say on that. Baby, let me go in here. Hold on for a minute. Y'all, hold on for a minute. Give me a minute. Rap has not changed that much. They got better instrumentation. Yeah, they getting fluid people. It ain't changed. It ain't changed that much. It has not changed that much. But You know why it hasn't changed that much? Because the gatekeepers won't let it change. We still have black men as gangsters and women as hoes, and that ain't changed. So it is what it is. Rap ain't been the same since the 80s and early 90s. So those are my thoughts. That's what I think. All right, y'all. Let me go on in here. Hold on for a minute, y'all. So you all have been really following the politics, and it's going to be a showdown in Texas. So I'm going to be waiting for that because I know it's going to be a showdown, showdown, showdown in Texas with Tallarico, Ken Paxton, who is a flawed candidate. Now, let me tell you something. If those Republicans vote for Ken Paxton, I'm scratching my head. This man is awful. So we're going to see what happens with that. Y'all, president is trying to get his name on that Kennedy Center. He will not sleep until he have his way. And so I'm watching those things as well. Oh, I see why people come to Walmart in the morning. It's quiet. You can walk around here. How you doing? Yeah, it's a lot going on. Ooh, they got a lot going on. Well, anyway, I know it's fact of what I just said. And again, Toya, hold your opinions and stuff. I mean, it is what it is. Now, Toya, I can easily go do the research and bring it to you, but again, I'm at Walmart, so I don't have time for it. But hold your opinions, boo. It's all good. I said what I said, and as a gay man, unless you're a lesbian woman, but as a gay man and have worked with people who are in the industry, I know what it is. I know what it is. All you got to do is talk to QB. It's a lot of people who know. So again, it is what it is. But I'm not mad. Have your opinion. Girl, I'm in Walmart trying to get my stuff. So anyway, that's how I feel. And I brought out some facts. And yes, we know that the rap industry has evolved, but things are hard. Like I said, even in the church, there are still some things that they are not going to allow. Because again, I feel like the rap industry is just like church folk, just like church music. So you'll have a Donna McClurkin never coming out because of that. And I think rap is the same way. And my thing is this, if it was so changed, then why a lot of these rappers are still not doing what they need to do? Why are they playing behind the scenes? Why do they got to have somebody like Orlando Brown to expose things? Because we know that their sales might be affected by that. So it is what it is. But baby, let the girls do what they got to do. And yeah, those are my feelings. I'm going to hold on to them. I know better. I know better. Let me see what they got in their men's department. Now, y'all, Walmart has come up on their clothing. They have really come up on their clothing. They're really trying to get um some sales, so they don't have them paper clothes no more at the Walmart. They don't. So yeah. Ooh, let me see. Let me see. Okay, come on, Miss Walmart. If y'all just joining me, we were talking about Quiet on the Creek with Saucy Santana. And, and Saucy Santana is, he loves that controversy. But I do know the church folk are having an issue because they're trying to make the man a PDF file. And church people have jumped on it. And like I said, I don't have nothing against saved folk, it's church folk. And so they're trying to jump on it. Like this man was talking about dealing with children, and that's not the case. Saucy Santana, when he said the kids, he was not talking about children. He was talking about gay men and women, or gay men particularly, because they call them the kids. The kids are not doing well. The kids are. It's just like somebody say the girls. So again, you can't say that, oh, they're discriminating against girls. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not the case. But I'm just bringing it out because some people have made a big deal of him saying that, and that's not what he meant. And if you do not know the lingo of gay men and women or queer people, then you may not get what he was saying. I like these. Now, I like these pants. I like these pants. Ooh, okay. Do they have a 30, 31, 32, or 30, 32? There's a 30, 32. I like these pants, y'all. Okay, I like these utility pants, but I'm not going to get them yet. So you also, that's what I'm doing now. So, yeah. Ooh, Lord. It's a quiet on the creek moment happening in this Walmart here. Let me just keep on looking at my clothing, Jesus. Touch me, Lord. People, Lord, have mercy. My. Touch me, Jesus. So, y'all, I'm at the Walmart, and I'm looking at the clothing that they have now. And it's real nice clothing that they have at the Walmart.
I will see you later.
So, okay. What's up, Itsy Bitsy? What's up? I like these Reebok sweatsuits. Reebok is doing it. I like these sweatsuits. That's really nice. If you just joining me, y'all, I'm actually at Walmart. I'm looking at some of the clothing that they have here, and how they are trying to be a little bit more competitive. So that's what I'm doing right now. So they got some clearance stuff on here. Let me see what they got on clearance. Okay. Uh, that's okay. Mhm. No, I'm not shopping. Actually, I'm at Walmart because um well, I'm just seeing what they have. I got a few things from the grocery, but I'll come over here in the men's department to see what they have every once in a while. And they have some pretty decent stuff. I mean, now I'm gonna say this. It has to be cotton. I'm really shying away from synthetic fabrics. And I'm really trying to stay in the natural fabrics like linen, cotton, cashmere, things that are natural. And then I will every once in a while do a blend. If it has more cotton than polyester, then I might do it depending on the blend. So yeah, but I'm actually looking at what they have. I'm coming back on camera in a couple of minutes, and I'm going to drop the link now. Again, I'm going to drop it, but let me say this, you all. Don't be afraid to do something different. Now I've been talking about the Saucy Santana thing, and I'm gonna say this. I give him props because Saucy Santana is Saucy Santana. He is going to be him and nobody else. And this is the beauty of America. You can be who you are. You can change. I look at people like Maya Angelou and these people who reinvented themselves. I don't care what nobody say. Maya Angelou reinvented herself. I mean, she, according to her, was a streetcar conductor, a madam at one point in time. She did a lot of stuff, but yet she was an academic and she lived life to the fullest. And a lot of people may not have agreed with what she did, but she lived life on her terms, and I'm not mad at her. And so all I'm saying is don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to do things that are out of the ordinary. And and when it's time to move on to do something different, move on and do something different. Don't stay stuck and stay in the things because other people are. You really cannot live your life like that because you will always live in regret. And so that's what I'm saying today. Really don't live in regret. Um, that's why I'm looking at different things. Like I told you all, I'm getting ready to take the PMP exam, which is for project management, because I think that is valuable. I think it's a good tool. I think it helps you, and most of the stuff I'm already doing. So, you might as well go ahead and get the certification for it. I'm doing a lot of stuff with AI. Might as well do it, because you're already doing it. But my thing is, that's what I mean, invest in yourself, you know, and that's why you don't see me on a whole lot because I'm preparing for my PMP examination and I'm going to pass that joker the first time. But you got to prepare. It's called preparation. And so this is where I am. And I ain't, like I said, I ain't trying to put nobody down or do anything to anybody because that's not my goal. But at the end of the day, you have to invest in yourself. Now, I did see something that crossed my desk with Brianna, and she was in her cap and gown. And I ain't mad at you, Brianna, because at the end of the day, nobody can take that away from you, and it is what it is. And congratulations. But girl, don't be worried about what people think. You earned that. And I don't care what people say, you earned that. You earned it. And who cares what folks say? All these people want is a response, and y'all crazy enough to give it to them. Stop giving people responses who don't need one and who don't deserve one. Some of these people don't deserve responses. They deserve to be ignored, and you deserve to go on with your life. And that's what you should do. That's exactly what you should do. All these people want is attention. Don't give people attention like that. Do not give them attention like that. What's up for y'all just joining me? I am just talking, and I talked a little bit about Saucy Santana and how the people don't understand what kids are and they're trying to make a big deal of that. But he should have known. But again, people trying to make big deals of that. And of course, the first place they go is a PDF file. But that's not the case. And also, Quiet on the Creek, we were talking about that and the implications behind it. And I'm not saying what Saucy Santana said was wrong, but I'm just saying that it has double meaning. Maybe it's a double entendre. He was saying, okay, this is what we did, but it has this meaning for this as well. So we were talking about that. Also, just talking about being your authentic self, doing what you got to do, and investing in you and doing things that's going to benefit you. And let me say this, when it benefits you, it should benefit others. That's the whole thing. It's not only for you, it's for others. It may be for your community, it may be for your church, but What you do for you should benefit others. Well, yeah, but that's what I say. I don't get, like I said, I don't give a flip. Say what you want to say, good. But I'm just saying some people respond and they shouldn't. Some people are not worth responding to. And that's the bottom line. And I don't care. Some people you just don't respond to. And everybody has to handle that in their own way. But I would never respond to foolishness at all. And you see what people really are toward you. Mm-hmm. Okay, Toya. Okay, look at this. Yeah, I mean, people based off these I'm looking here, the Walmart. Mm, I see what they're doing. I see exactly what they're doing. And y'all with me as I am looking at some things here. Wow. Interesting. 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 Let me see what they have on the other side. No, oh, okay. This is men. This is the men. Ooh, interesting. See, I wouldn't. Mm-mm. What's up, Steven? I'm actually looking at a ring. I'm looking at some of these rings here and what they have. Interesting, interesting, interesting. They have a very small selection. Hi, how you doing? You know what? I'm looking at if you all have lab diamonds for here. I want to. I'm looking at something that either is still in store in lab. I can ring and a tennis bracelet, or tennis bracelet, sterling with the lab, and a ring. I know that the ring selection is really small for me, but I see that you have bracelets as well. So this right here is too shiny, but I'm trying to figure out. So is that just uh, All right, you all, I'm back. Now I had a phone call, so I took the phone call. Um, but I am back. But yeah, I'm going to continue to say invest in yourself. And also, you all, when you all are doing your voting, make sure you are voting your interests. If you know education is important to you and your children, vote for a candidate who's going to do that. If you know affordability is something you want and need, vote for that. I'm not telling you who to vote for, but I'm just saying vote your interest. Make sure you vote your interest. And I understand that neither of the part. Let me say this: all of these people have interest, but I really hope that they do like Wes Moore has been telling people. You know, Wes Moore is like, you can't work for the state of Maryland and have inside trading. You know, I hope people start doing that. Because he was really serious about that. So I hope people listen to him. There's some things that you can request of people, but we really need to vote in this election, um, especially in Texas, because Paxton is terrible. This man is awful. And yeah, so I'm looking at who I'm going to vote for. I'm definitely voting for Tallarico. He was not my first choice, but I would rather have him than the alternative. So I'm definitely going to be voting in these elections and make sure my vote counts. Also, make sure again that you are voting for people who are pro education and stuff. You know what bothers me too? This this USS Abraham Lincoln situation. You know, I have a problem with this administration just waving off people's concerns like it's nothing. That ship has been out to sea for over 200 days. They have not gone to any ports. And families are getting messages from their loved ones that they're having problems, that they are really having some mental health issues. And this man is dismissing this like it ain't nothing. And you know, that should be an alarm right there, that these people think folks are there to do their bidding. And they don't think of people as human. And they just think like, and I'm listening to Trump's response and Hegseth's response. And believe it or not, I would want my child or a loved one in the military after hearing them, because they don't give a damn. They really don't give a damn about people. All this man is thinking about is this damn ballroom and putting his name on the Kennedy Center. And I think it's terrible. Y'all, I'm eating my breakfast. I got a breakfast bowl. Eggs, lettuce. Not lettuce, but eggs, mushrooms, green peppers. So, and I don't think I'm gonna eat all of it. I'm full already. Mm-mm-mm. So my heart goes out to those family members who have servicemen and women on the USS Abraham Lincoln. Now they're getting ready to send USS George Washington out to relieve those soldiers. And my thing is, do you think that's going to boost morale? You know, and this is Trump's war. Congress did not authorize this. He didn't have any allies to join. Our stockpile is dwindling. You don't know if he's lying or telling the truth when it comes to making a deal with the Iranians because he's never been a truthful president. He's used the White House as a way to make money. He's put incompetent people in roles that they should never be in. And it's terrible. And I think that we are the least safe right now than at any time that I've ever seen. And I'm not lying about that. Our food, the safety of our food is being compromised. It's a mess. And all I'm going to say is vote your interest. We have seen people who have voted for this man and they're regretting their votes. And I'm going to tell you, racism and ignorance is very costly. Very costly. So thank y'all for hanging with me. I'm chit-chatting, y'all. But very costly. That's my thoughts on it. So please vote. I don't care who you vote for, because that's your choice. That's your decision. But I am going to say that vote your interest. And I may not be satisfied with everything, but, you know, again, you can make change. And I'm going to tell you, in the Democratic Party, these progressives ain't playing. These progressives are not playing. They won't change. And my thing is, I cannot understand how the right can be radical, but the left can't be radical. And the right's radical is really bad. Now, the left's radical is about getting people's rights and all of this stuff, people who you may not like. But this left is about taking rights from people. And let me tell you something, I would rather give rights than take rights any day. I will say that. I would rather give rights than take rights. That's my thought. Y'all, I'm coming on camera in a couple of minutes. I got to do something. Give me a quick minute. James, because I got a life and I don't have to be here all the time. And I had a phone call. And last time I checked, nobody don't run my life except me. The audacity for folk. Anyway, let me go on mute. Yo, I'll be right back. I promise I will be on for the most of the duration. I just got to pick up something. What's up, Jay Parrish? How y'all doing? Y'all give me a minute. I'm almost done. I'm doing. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm coming back. All right, y'all. I'm here now. Give me a quick minute. All right, y'all. I am back. I am back. Just had to take care of the business. Thank you all for hanging out with me this morning. If you were just joining me, we were talking about Saucy Santana and his new or his song Quiet on the Creek and what that is really about and what he said that it was about, how it came to be, what it talks about. Also saying that that man ain't no PDF file. I know people trying to make him out to be that because he said the kids and they misconstrued what kids is. Y'all know how some of the gays talk. You know how some of the gays talk. So some person who doesn't know the lingo took it as he's talking about children, and that's not what he was talking about. So always some controversy, always some mess. Then we were talking about the industry in a whole and rappers and how the music industry still is trying to figure this thing out, I feel. And so yeah, and there's just a lot of other stuff. But other than that, I'm heading to brunch early. Got a few things to do today. And so yeah, and I hope you all are doing well. It's been a great day. Again, as I was telling you all, invest in yourself. I'm getting ready for this PMP examination, so I'll be doing that soon. And yeah, but life is great. Life is really good. I have no complaints. I want to give a shout out to all the people who are here. Ooh, that dog is so tired. That dog is so tired. That dog really don't want to run. Uh-huh. So I've been talking about a lot of things too. I've been talking about this church, this seed offering, and how these churches are getting people out of their money, trying to twist scripture to get it, which I just like, okay. The Lord loves a cheerful giver. If y'all don't remember nothing else about giving, the Lord loves a cheerful giver. Do not give out of rote a necessity. That's the bottom line. Be a cheerful giver. Give what the Lord has placed on your heart and be cheerful doing that. I would rather have a cheerful giver give me $5 than somebody pissed off giving me 20. And my thing is give according to your measure if you even want to give and be led to give. Let me say this. I don't give everywhere I go. You know why? Because I don't think some ministries are worth giving to. When I see people bamboozling people doing crazy stuff, building these temples for ego and really not to help people, I don't give to that ministry. I really don't. I mean, when I see folk actually helping reentry people coming out of jail get jobs, when I see people doing things to really improve folks' lives spiritually and financially and, socially, I give to those types of things, baby. But I'm not giving to these places where, all of this ministry and all of this stuff. What's up, Libra? What's up, Miss Cammy? What's up, Libra? I see you. I don't know what's going on. I see you, Libra. I don't know what's going on. I see ya. But yeah, so, and I'm telling you, don't give to everything. If you don't feel that that's right to give to, then don't give. That's why I keep on telling folks, you can't tell people who to give to, not to give to. But I'm going to say, for me, if I don't see things going on in the community, what's up, 420? if I don't see things going on in the community, if I don't see you helping the community, trying to help people improve their lives, then I'm not giving. If all I see is the pastor with a Cadillac and homes and stuff, and let me say this, I am not mad with a pastor with a Cadillac. I'm not mad at people who have nice cars and things. But each one should teach one. And if y'all ain't helping people come up, and if y'all are not helping people spiritually, then why are you there? Let's see what you said, Creole. Creole said, Pastor Smooches, I was saying about Saucy, if you show me who you are, I believe you. What do you mean by that, Creole? Because Saucy is telling you who he is. Saucy ain't never been anything else but him. However, this thing with the kids, I think people have taken that and misconstrued it. Saucy was not talking about children. He was talking about the gay community. But I don't know what you're talking about. You know, I give to places, but these people are actually doing things, and you can see where that money is going to. You can see how they help people. You can see how they have food pantries and programs to help people who are hungry and to help people bridge the gap. You know, I see churches who are doing that. Everybody ain't doing that though. So I just think that you have to give to, where you feel that it's going to be best. And let me say this too. There are organizations like Dress for Success and their people got to make adequate wages, and so I'm not mad at that, but make sure that your benchmarks and your goals are being met. Make sure that people are getting CDLs. If they're getting training, make sure you're doing what you said you did or supposed to do in the charter, in the contract. If you have a contract, make sure you are doing what you need to do in that contract. But, yeah. But Creole, what you mean by Saucy Santana? What you mean, Creole? Saucy is saucy. Everything he does, I'm not there for. But again, that's anybody. But what you feel about the Saucy Santana thing, Creole? How do you feel about it? Well, see, Leo Creole, that's what you give to. You give to organizations that are really doing what they say they are doing. You know, they're doing what they are supposed to do. And my thing is, if you follow your charter, if you follow that, then you ain't gonna have no problem. It's when you stop following the charter or you stop doing what you say you're gonna do. So yeah. But Creole, what do you got to say about Saucy Santana? What is your thoughts about Saucy Santana? To be honest, you all, I think the man has gone through a lot. I mean, like I said, the club situation, you, and again, sometimes it's your personality. I think it's a mix. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Everybody want to call today. Okay, hold on for a minute. Everybody want to call today. Give me a minute, y'all. I don't know why everybody want to call today. Jesus of all days. Give me a minute, y'all. Hello? Hello?
Oh, what's up, Jay Wilson? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Doing all right, man. Myself, just good enough.
Okay. All right. What's up, Creole?
Hey, boo, I was just trying to come up here to answer the question. Since you can't see my comment, I don't know what's going on. But I was saying that Saucy always comes for kids, though. Do you remember when he came for Blue Ivory?
Oh, well, now I get that. Because I know he talked about Beyonce's child, but they tried to make him a PDF. And I'm like, no, because he said the kids, and people mistook the kids as children. Not to say he's never come for kids, but I
No,
don't think the man is a PDF file because he said the kids. I think it was a figure of speech
uh,
that
You
people
think he,
took.
you think he was saying gay terminology? Is that what you're
I know.
saying?
Well, that's what
it was
that's
that.
what
It
people
was
say.
that.
The
It
kids.
was
Go
that.
ahead,
It was
huh?
that. I feel like when he said the kids, he's talking about the younger gays in the community. It's not about somebody else's child. See, that's how the world want to spin it, but it's not like that at all.
Yeah, I don't think he meant children. I think he meant the community, the younger community, but I don't think he was talking about adolescent children.
That's a
Now,
slippery
I
slope,
agree with you that he has talked about people's children,
though.
but not in a sexual manner that, of that. But I think that people took that and they ran with it.
Yeah. I just, me personally, I just don't like him. Like I tried to stomach him. I don't like him. I just feel like he's a just despicable human being. I really do.
I think
So
that I'm not a fan of his. I
Hmm.
think he's bringing things to light that's true in the community,
Right.
but I'm not a fan of his personality, and maybe that's because that's how the industry wants him to be. I
Okay.
don't know, but I'm with you. Far as personality and hanging out, I would never. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But there are some artists I would never want to hang out with. Period. What's up, Castro? I know you were about to say something.
but yeah, like I was saying, when he said that comment, I knew what he was pertaining to.
I'm
Or
sorry,
somebody.
y'all.
Oh,
Go ahead, Castro.
but no, when he said that comment, I knew what he was pertaining to. I knew that the world would have picked that up and it'd be like, "Oh my goodness, Santana is going after minors." He talking about minors. Oh my goodness, and then, you know what? That's not the case. Because if he was that, he'd be talking about younger guys. And doing other things. Outside of what he actually said. But honestly, I just look at it as people are trying to come at him a little bit in that way, which is kind of a little sad. But at the same time, you got to watch what you say because you never know what's going to bite you in the back, in the butt. You
Yeah,
know, Like
yeah,
years on down the line.
yeah,
Like all of us, like we do YouTube. Like you never know what may come back and bite you.
yeah. I think that Creole makes a point. A lot of people don't like Saucy Santana. They don't like him. So again, I don't have to like you to know though how people will spin and turn things because people will spin and turn things around. Like I knew that when he meant the kids, I knew exactly what he was talking about. Um,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, a lot. Let me say this: if he has a beard and a wig on, that doesn't bother me because that's what he is. I think what bothers me the most is I don't know. It's something. I think it's the persona, if anything, that bothers me.
Is it?
Um,
I would say is it because he's very very flamboyant?
no, it's so I like Funky Dineva, but I don't know. It's to your liking. He reminds me of some of the people in the ballroom, and yeah,
So you
but
don't you don't
everybody, but
you don't care
everybody
for
is
those
different,
characters.
huh?
Everybody's different. I ain't gonna lie to you. Everybody's different. I don't care for a lot of those folks in those bathrooms. And as if they would care for me. But I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're
If you're going for the women, look. Well, you all there's a performer named Miss Ruff and stuff, and his whole goal is to look like a man by looking like a woman, and that's why he calls himself Miss Ruff and stuff. So it depends on your audience. It depends on your
That's
slant.
funny. I'm
What Miss
sorry. Go
Ruff and
ahead.
stuff? Miss
Yeah.
Ruff and stuff. Yeah, Miss Ruff and stuff has stubble. I mean, but dresses in a dress, and so like when you look at Miss Sophia, who does comedy, I mean, but see, I would meet a Miss Sophia. You know why I meet a Miss Sophia? Because Miss Sophia is funny. I have met T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison is funny, and it seems like they have something going on. Like they are really sharp, and you can tell. I don't know if that's the case with Saucy Santana. And the main people, like he talks about the kids, the younger gays, he has a mindset to me of a younger gay. And it's almost like I don't want to grow up. I,
Fact.
I want I want to be
Fact.
a
There
teenager,
you go.
but you're
Yes.
getting to be a grown man. And
saying.
Yes.
so
But he's
sometimes you're gonna
young.
have to put some stuff away. That's how I feel about Saucy Santana.
But Jay Wilson, he's still young. So those young cats that's coming up, like how I am coming up,
He's young. He from the
they still
country.
have that. They
Saucy
have a.
Santana
They
is
have
not
a.
from Miami. Saucy Santana is from Perry, Florida. Population 4,000, 7,000 people. He's not from a big town. He's from a small town.
Baby, once you pass 25, we ain't going for that. He ain't young. Get out of there.
Well,
That mm-mm.
well, I mean, you
Miss
being an older
Jackson, Miss
woman, you should know
Jackson,
that
I'm
someone
not,
that's under
I'm not making an excuse for
whatever
nobody. Cause
age
Miss
that you
Jackson,
are, you consider them as babies. Like they young, they babies.
no.
I'm a baby to you guys.
I
So
don't
let
think
me
you
say
know,
this.
baby.
He was born in Connecticut. He was raised for the most part of his life in Florida. I
Okay.
think I mentioned that at the beginning. I mentioned that he's not from Florida,
Yeah, you
but he
did
was
say that. Yeah.
raised in Florida. He may not have been born in Florida, but he was raised in Perry, Florida at an early age. At an early age. And far as making excuse, baby, I don't make excuses for nobody because at the end of the day, I just talk about it. I don't make
but
excuses for nobody.
you know what? At the
But
same time,
but but I
it
do
seems
know
like
that people will say kids. I don't think the man is a PDF file. I just think the man is talking about young gays, and that's what he meant by kids. And again, that's not making an excuse. That's just gay lingo. And if you don't know it, you don't know it.
But
And you
when it
know
comes
what?
to
That's
when it
why.
comes to Cleo, it seems like she's gay bashing a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Who?
It seems like she's gay bashing.
If that's how
Who?
you feel, that's how you feel. Okay, but Jay Wilson, what I was
I
trying to
am
say
going to feel like
is,
that.
I
Okay.
don't really
Well, if you had a
know
problem with
that,
that,
as
was that
far
such
as
a
what
problem
you're
with
trying
you?
to say.
Hold on,
Because
Castro. Let the lady talk. We don't do that. That's not. This is not that type of atmosphere. But let her talk. Now she want to say because you said what you said. I want to hear what she had to say. Go ahead.
I'm not. I'm not commenting to that, baby. I'm too intelligent for that. I was saying that maybe you are right, and those of us that is not in the community, like I never heard my daughter say that, and she's of y'all community. I've never heard her say that. I never heard my sister. Not that it can't be said or that it's not. I just have never heard it. So, I just when I start hearing what he was saying, I'm like, he has this issue to where he's always bashing kids. And I think that's what I don't like mostly about him is because he's like, he has no couth. He has no couth about himself. That's
But
I,
at
what
the
I
I
same
I agree with
time,
you on that. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. But the kids thing, I've heard it before. Ooh, girl,
Okay.
the kids are acting up. Ooh, the
Okay.
kids are doing that. Ooh, look at the girls. It's just like people saying the girls. They say, ooh, look at the kids. Or
Okay.
he gooping the
But
kids. He
can I say
gooping the
this
girls.
though?
So
Why
Go
is
ahead.
it okay
again,
for a woman to be gay, but a man can't? And it seems like Creole got a problem with that. She do.
Well, I don't know if Creole has a problem with that. I think Creole has a problem with Saucy Santana. And I think I
Because
agree with Creole. I don't
he
think
wear
he
a
has
wig,
any
because he wear
clues.
a
I
wig
think that he's
and he
kind
got
of
a
raw and
mustache.
out there.
Because he wear a wig and he got a mustache. I mean, this look, we are coming from a different point stand. Okay, she was a dominatrix. Okay, no one's judging that at all.
Who was
But
the
when it comes to a
dominatrix?
man, she was. She told you
I
already.
was at one point in my life. Yeah,
You
that was a
was.
job
You
that I
was. And that was
had.
some freaky ass
Okay.
shit.
But see, here's
Some
the thing,
freaky
Okay.
ass shit.
Joseph. My thing about
Yeah.
that though,
So
Jay,
if
let's
she
be
was a
clear.
dominatrix, you better get yourself together because she might beat you. Mm.
Yeah, she might slap and beat you and whip you, and I don't know what she got going on. I don't know that. That ain't my
I've
lifestyle, but
been
I
a
ain't gonna do
bad
it.
boy
Come
and I
on.
wanna come back
Hey.
home. I'll never do it again. Come on, Ray Parker Jr. All right. But Castro, why you coming for this lady? It seems like you
I'm not.
have a hair up your butt.
I'm just questioning her about some of her stance on on this situation when it comes to Salty Santana. You
I
know,
don't have to like Saucy Santana.
I wonder why though. I really
I'm gonna
wonder
say
why.
this though, his
Okay, well,
music is
you can
about.
judge how
Let
you
me
want
say,
to. Whatever you think
You
is
think
what
you
it
can take your
is.
man?
Okay.
You think look? Do you think that he could take your man, your husband, whoever you may be with?
Actually, sweetie, I'm a widow. I was married
Okay,
almost
well
30
you
years. Thank you.
yeah, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. But at the same time, answer the question.
I don't think that's the case. I think,
Okay,
let me say this.
I'm not, that's why I said, Jay, I'm not arguing it. I have
Let
to
me
be
say this.
serious
I
so
think
people
Saucy
understand.
is very talented. I like his rap. His rap is a little bop. You know, it got that little Florida bop to it. But I think that Creole hit the nail on the head when she said he's uncouth. And then I said that the same young people he talks about, he seems like he wants to stay young forever. And that deals with uncouthness and the rawness and stuff. And some people may like that. I agree with her. I don't think that she has problems with gay artists. I just think that she doesn't like this particular one. Now some people may not like him because of the wig and the mustache and all of that stuff. And that's hey, that's preference. I don't. That's not a problem with me. I just think that it's the uncouthness. I think that sometimes he can run his mouth
He
and stir up
much.
trouble and people. Because like I said, he was at that club and it's
Yes.
like, hey
He
man, chill
grabbed his
out.
purse. He grabbed his, he got his purse and left. I was like, okay, he ain't gonna let y'all mess up his money. Now that right there, I thought was smart. I really did. When I saw that, I'm like, okay, don't let them mess up your money. So yeah,
Yeah. And then you remember somebody had shot at him in the car.
I didn't
So,
know that. I
oh
didn't know.
yeah, yeah. Saucy has been through a lot, but now you can't take the artistry away from him. I think he does have a talent to spit. I think he's a decent rapper to me. I don't have a problem with that. And even if he was gay, let me tell you something. If Saucy Santana was straight, I still wouldn't like the uncouthness. You
Right,
know what I'm saying? I
right.
wouldn't like it. I mean, because again, you might be doing too much. But hey, everybody likes who they like.
So Jay, let me ask you a question. Did you ever talk about the Sydney Star situation?
I really don't know a lot about the Sydney Star situation.
Okay, all right.
Now, is Sydney Star a man trans? Because I see 1 minute Sydney Star look like a bodybuilder. The next minute I see it,
I
maybe they
think
look like they belong on Pose. I'm really not familiar.
okay, so the one
Bring
thing
me
I
up
can
to
remember,
it.
what's that movie with Urkel on it? I mean that show with Urkel, Full
Oh,
House,
Family Matter.
Family Members. Okay. The son was dating Sydney. They was on the show and he was gonna pay for the rest of the transformation. So I don't know how that went from that to her ending up in the hotel room with a 14-year-old. So I don't know.
Wait a minute. You talking about the chocolate son?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Eddie?
Yes, Eddie. Yes, sir, Eddie. So I was shocked, but I was like, okay, you like what you like. So yeah, I don't know, but um, I don't think the transformation is complete because I believe she's in a male's prison, a male's jail, and that's why she looked like a bodybuilder because yeah. So I'm not sure.
Wow, I didn't know all of that. A
Mm-hmm.
14-year-old?
14-year-old. Yep. Yep.
Nope, that's not good. That's not good at all.
No. And I
That's
think
not good.
that's why my point was I believe that's why the Saucy Santana comment, because that's on the back of all that. And it's like, well, hold on, so I don't know. But
I will say this though.
hey,
Salty Santana, the
Rebel!
Salty
Hey,
Santana with the kid thing,
Uh-huh.
I don't buy it because again, like in the house situation, there was a mother and the kids are doing this. So that lingo is used a lot in ballroom, it's used in the house system. So I've heard it. I've heard it. So
Okay.
I don't necessarily go with that. I don't like Saucy Santana's disposition. I don't like his attitude, but I'm
Yeah,
not taking away the man's talent. So
yeah,
that, yeah, even with Quad on the Creek, I know what Quad on the Creek is, and somebody was saying that but Quad on the Creek is not about being on the creek in that video. That could have been your inspiration, but that video is dealing with a DL male sleeping with male who don't want the punk to be hollering out because somebody gonna hear it. And
teach me.
and the
Come on.
punk as they will call him is getting ready to do. He wants somebody who's quiet and ain't gonna put out his business. Hey,
Right.
Rebel, what you
Right.
think?
hey, hey,
Rebel, rebel
hey,
son. Hey,
hey, boo. Yeah, I was gonna say, no, but Saucy Santana was on Angela Yee, I think, and he was talking about what he said, and he talked to Charlemagne the God. This is the thing. I like Oprah, but I don't want her to be our president.
come
And
on now. Yes.
but the thing is, Saucy Santana is like what Spider Man says: "With great power comes great responsibility." Saucy Santana is a hood rat, and he gets on. He was talking about the kids want to F, and he did pull up a clip of some little boys that said he had a fat A.
Oh,
And yes, it was like a group of teenage boys, and somebody was trying to holler at him. But it's like, where does the common sense come in at?
come on. That's
Because
okay.
you just
Okay.
can't say everything, even if they did do that. When I'm on Facebook. I've had people under 17 hit me up, and I'll be like, "Well, no, babe, we can't be friends. I'm not trying to be people's children friend on Facebook unless you're a family member or we have some type of a history of friendship." But with Saucy Santana is a gutter snipe. Just and even with Sydney Star is a chaos demon. She does way too much. The thing with Chingy, and then she admitted that she lied about it. But you really messed this man's career up.
Yep.
Some of the people in the community do way too much for attention. It's that
Yeah,
gay person that wants to be loud, on their cell phone, talking loud on the train, talking about what they did. That's tacky for anyone to do that.
yep.
Just
And that's what I was saying, Rebel. I am not saying that man don't have talent, but I don't. I like you said, no couth and that. Now I didn't know about the showing the video. And so I still don't think he would do that. But for the mere fact that you would show a video, and again, you know who you are. You know where people are gonna go. So as soon as you do that, you know where folk gonna go. Cause the church folk already say he demonic. Oh, they already on him. I saw this man and he was talking about the music industry and how they're coming for our children and all of this stuff. So I thought that was quite interesting.
But one gay doesn't represent all of us. Does R. Kelly represent all straight men?
Of
Does
course
Come
you know?
on
not.
It's like
now. I
it's
know
the
you
thing.
right.
The thing is, those are individuals. I don't subscribe to that. I have a friend that dates guys that's like 19 and 20, and I always be like, "Why are you dating someone that's half your age? What do y'all have in common?" You can barely. He
Control,
just started drinking last year. What are y'all doing? Just I prefer
control,
older. And that's the
control.
thing, control, because when older guys have approached him, he wasn't interested because he wants to feel needed. Someone that he can mold, someone that looks at him, this kind of daddy kind of thing that he has that, oh, you need daddy. What you want daddy to do? I've had older, when I was a younger gay person, well, I'm still rather young, but when I was younger, they would, hello, they would try to talk to me, and I would be like, first off, I have my own car, I have my own apartment. You didn't meet me pushing a basket of oranges on side of the road. I have everything on. I don't need you to make me greater. We could be each other's shoulder. I don't want you to save. You don't have to. You're not saving me from anything. But a lot of times, some of the gay men, they do way too much, and we're not them. I'm not them. I don't want someone that I have to take care of. We walk side by side. I don't walk behind you. I walk next to you.
Yeah, and I think that's any relationship. I mean, it should be we help each other. It's not a one-sided thing. And so, but I will say, I like some of the artistry. I don't always like the artist.
Saucy, can you take your goatee off, girl? You got a full beat mug. Why you got a whole goatee?
Come on, have Miss TMO.
Why do you have a whole go? Why do you have a whole goatee with some lashes on? Can you pick a struggle? But it's just the ratchetness of. I just said that about the kids. The kids did say I had a fat A, and I'm like, Saucy, do you not know how that sounds? Just because they said it, don't. You shouldn't repeat that.
But again, it's the mindset, Rebel. It's the mindset, and it's no emotional intelligence, no social intelligence, and
Right.
like I said, Saucy, y'all talking about something. Well, he ain't from Florida. No, but he grew up mostly in Florida, and if you see the town that he's from, yeah. And let me say this. I don't know, y'all. I think that this is why I tell people to teach your children at home. These folks shouldn't be your children's role models. But like you said, there is a responsibility. Some people don't see it, but I feel the same way with what Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B did with WAP. I'm not a fan of it. If people like it, it is what it is. I mean, they felt like they were empowering women, and so yeah, whatever. But I think everybody has a right to feel how they feel, and I may not have to agree with you, but it is what it is.
Well, why
Let me
embrace
tell you something though. I ain't judging the man because I don't know him personally, but I just, I wouldn't want to meet with him. I mean, like I said, y'all, it's different. Look.
Jay, the thing is also just everyone, people can get the breaks and they can get the stardom. But back in the days, like with Motown and some of those older groups in that era, they were trained to be how to conduct themselves, what to say, how to speak, just they went to like these kind of etiquette classes. That sounds like Pizarro. Some etiquette classes, and they were molded to be able to speak to the public, not think about what you say before you say it, because what you say, people are gonna run with it. Now they looking at him as a pedo, and they're
But
looking
this is the thing. Barry Gordy was black, and Barry Gordy didn't want black people to look stupid.
right.
Right.
These record executives are not there
They're
anymore.
They're just turning out these artists like they're on a conveyor belt.
Correct.
With Saucy. I'm sorry. No, say what you were gonna say.
I was gonna say, even though I don't like Fat Joe, he was talking about that. He was like, if you think the industry care anything about you, and he talked about how when Tupac got locked up, all that money he was making for them, not one person went to get him outside of what's his name? Suge Knight. He said Suge Knight went to get him. All the money he was making for the record people, they would not go get him. I mean, he broke it down. He said the industry don't care nothing about you.
Look at
And if
Dawn
the,
Robinson. Look at Dawn Robinson with In Vogue. This lady was
Right,
living in her car practically.
right.
and people don't know you're an independent contractor with that record company, and so if they feel that way with straight people, you know they don't give a damn about you being gay.
I know that's right.
I'm
That's
just being real, and go ahead, Rebel.
My grandmother, when I was a little boy, I remember my great grandmother in East Texas. We stayed with her for a period of time when I was a child. I walked in the room and she chastised me. She was like, "Oh, what are you supposed to say?" I'm coming from school. She, good evening, hello, good.
right.
We don't walk in the room and don't speak.
Don't speak. Come
Don't
on.
go to
Correct,
somebody's house, go in their refrigerator, don't run through their house, don't act like you
correct.
don't have no home training. Maybe this white woman offered me some German chocolate. My family had some property, and my grandmother would go there and collect the money from the people that lived we had like a little pond there, and they had mobile homes there. So she would go collect money, and I was remember she asked my grandma, can your grandbaby have a piece of German chocolate cake? And she said, no, he's fine. And I looked at her like, damn it, I wanted some. That cake was good. And she was like, don't go to someone's house acting like you half starved to death. And plus, the lady wasn't the cleanest. She had quite a few dogs in the house and cats. But I was raised, carry yourself. You're representing the family. Don't go out there acting like you don't have no home training.
Exactly, exactly. So I think that's the problem again with the Saucy Santana situation. It's not that he's not a good artist, but I think, and I was laughing at Castro because Castro really want to fight today. I don't know why he really want to fight, but I
Wait, hold
think
on. Weren't you and Castro getting along? Y'all was talking about meeting some days ago.
no. It's not me because Rebel. I'm not involved in that, so I don't deal with the commentary of the sector anymore. I just come on. This is why we're talking like we're talking now. This is why the numbers are down. We're not going back and forth with all that foolishness. So I really don't know what these people are doing. But Castro and Creole. Castro was coming after Creole, not me, but Creole, because Castro, I don't know, he want to fight. And I think Creole is saying, I don't have a problem with gay men. I have a problem with this man. I don't like him. I may not even have a problem with his artistry. I have a problem with his crass nature. And I think that's why Creole have a problem. Not because Creole has a problem with gay
No.
men. And then Castro, you really tried to be messy by saying that, weren't you a dominatrix? Boo. Why are you trying to be messy?
Well,
Why
here's the
why
thing.
you why
I'm
are you
so
trying to start some mess? I see it. I see
okay.
it, Castro. And this is the thing, Castro. You try to provoke people,
Yep.
and this is why you be getting clocked. And this is why people be wanting to fight you and stuff, because you think it's cute until somebody bop you in your mouth, and then you want to cry about it. So, Castro, I'm gonna tell you, you wrong. And we saw you at the hold on for a minute. And we
Mhm.
saw you at the door. We
Shoot.
saw you at the door, Castro. Okay, go ahead.
Now look here. I said, shoot. Everybody know Rebel is my little crush. I got a crush on Rebel. He don't even like
Well,
my kind. Okay.
you know,
Oh Lord. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
you know what? Listen, I was getting ready when about an hour we were gonna be riding our bikes, but baby, this heat has been oppressive. Jay, we rode up to Medina a couple of weeks ago. Me and a few of my friends, beautiful. It's our second time going, but
Is the lake
I
dry? Or is the lake filled? Because the lake always be having problems.
I don't know. It
Okay, because
may
they have a lake out there too.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because when we rode, we went to a few of those little towns. But it was beautiful. The countryside there is hilly. It's just Texas has such a varied landscape. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think that the topic that you guys were talking about, when I saw that picture of Sydney Star and I saw those braids, I was like, hey, dude, like what the Sydney Star got to look to gain some weight and child, what are you? I don't. It's like all attention is not good attention because I heard the kid was like 14, but they
Yeah,
said he was
14. Yep.
but they said he was tall or something. I still can look at a baby face and be like, okay, wait, what's going on? I think sometimes people can be fooled by, and when people say, you had to know how old that person was, let's be honest. How many people you meet and you ask them to show their driver's license to really verify how old they are? Let's be honest now, because that could vary. Well, before you say something, think about your sons and your nephews, in which you want them to be judged as harshly if a girl lied to them about their age, because it very well could be your son.
Baby, I said was in the Similac. Cause some of these kids, you look at them, you like, I can tell you a baby, but dang, how old are you? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, cause they bodies betray their face. You feel what I'm saying? So
hmm
yeah, I'm like, oh,
I was talking online to this guy, and he was like, well, let's meet up at JR's, this bar I go to. Met him at JR's, had a good time, hung out with him. We just hugged each other, but that was the extent of it. He told me later on he was 19. And I was like,
Uh-uh.
nah. Yeah. But the thing was, now keep in mind, you're at a place that's an adult establishment.
okay.
We're not meeting somewhere at Chuck E. Cheese's. We're meeting somewhere that's a grown up gay club. I don't. How many times do you say, pull out your ID? I need to see how old you are. People generally don't say that, just like you can sleep with somebody that don't know their health status. Stop
That's
playing.
true. That's true. That is true. Come on now. That's
When people say, well, how did gay people, they be catching this and they be catching that? Meanwhile, you got 5 baby daddies. Somebody wasn't practicing safe sex.
My.
baby. It was
Okay,
my
stop
gay.
playing, because each of those children could have been very well been something that you caught.
It was my gay friend Tony that told me that the highest cases of HIV and stuff was in heterosexual people.
I
That's what that
know.
man.
Mm,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, no. The thing is, it's scary to me because men lie. Let me say this, women, men lie.
Facts.
I
Come on.
know at least 3 women that are dealing with men that are DL closeted. Men don't, and when they act like they have this phobia to the community, be wary of that. Be wary, because a person that speaks the most, they're trying to make you feel what it was, a red herring. Let me throw your attention away. I don't like them. Keep them away from me. Meanwhile, they're at the bookstore putting their piece through a glory hole and
Come
Dimples on the other
on.
side.
Come on. You telling the truth.
Shout out to Lady Dimple. She's probably somewhere on her knees at a glory hole right
But
now.
all I'm going to say
But
is that there are men sleeping with men who do not identify with the community, and people don't get that. So people who coming out of prison and now they don't see themselves as gay and they have kids, and again, it's a quiet on the creek situation. Those, in scientific terms, are men sleeping with men. Yes, they are gay or bisexual or fluid, whatever you want to call them, but they do not identify with the community. And I think that they are dangerous because at the end of the day, the community gets blamed for that, but these people don't even identify. But those are the people in the shadows, those are the married men who are stepping
Right.
out, all of that. Andrew Gillum is a man who slept with a man. He had a
Right.
whole wife. You know what I'm saying? But he was
Right.
with a male escort. So again, he didn't identify, but this is the thing. And then the community gets blamed for stuff that they didn't buy. But they don't need to get the receipt because they never purchased that.
hey,
So that
And
I'm sorry.
let me
go
let
ahead.
me say Okay, let me say this real quick. Yesterday, Pizza had a good topic too.
I was just gonna say that
Yeah,
about
why
why
people?
dudes.
Yes,
Yes, the bisexual thing. Yes,
yeah, because I said I don't want a man that wants what I want. If I want a opinion, you want a opinion, we can't get along. We can be friends, but we can't date. I mean, and for people to get mad at women for saying that, you got to have a standard somewhere. I don't date men
yes.
that don't make no money. I don't date men that got kids under 18. So, so that's why I'm single. Hello.
I don't
Single
date
means I'm not
bisexual.
desperate. Okay,
Mm-mm.
go ahead.
And I agree because I look at it like this. I'm not one of those. Let me say this. I don't think trans women should compete in sports against
I don't
biological
either.
women.
And that's
I
because
don't think that.
their makeup is still
Yes,
yeah, okay, go ahead.
they've had years and years of their whole body being aligned as a man. I don't care what hormones you take, you still can flip a couch over. And I don't think that's fair to be boxing against a woman, running track against a woman, making Olympics, have them in their own arena. Let them be able to compete against other trans women. And no, I don't subscribe to that point that men that live that sleep with trans women aren't gay. Yes, if you're sleeping with a trans woman that was born a man, you're not. I don't look at you as
Come
straight.
on. Thank you, Rebel. Oh my God. I'm glad you said it because if I
No,
said it, I'm
that's
gonna be
not.
homophobic.
You were born with the same thing I have. I respect your pronouns and everything. You deserve to live in your truth. But I think you're delusional when you say a man that's with you. Yes, initially he may be attracted to you because you're not clockable. You look like a biological woman. I He's attracted to that. But you know what? When you're talking to him and he is interested in you, girl, I think you really need to divulge that right in those first conversations because there's a level of intimacy that he's giving you that he wouldn't give you if he knew you were born a man. So just tell him that in that conversation. If he's showing interest and he's up on in your face, if I was a trans woman, he'd be like, "Oh, baby, you so sexy. What's your name? I was born a man.
Okay.
What's your name, man?" But because the thing is, that's a psychological thing. I think people again are sometimes fluid. A lot of men are fluid. They just don't have that freedom. These men scared to wash they booties because that makes them gay. Well, how crazy is that? They don't want a man edging their face up. A man knows how his goatee looks. You don't want him touching your face because you think you're always on guard because you think you can't eat a popsicle.
It's crazy. It's crazy, you all. I'm sorry, somebody was talking to me. It's crazy, but you know what? That's how people will
Quiet on
live
the
their
creek.
life. That's how people will live their life. And it's crazy. Let me tell you something. If you think that sexuality is a choice and you choose to be straight, then you're bisexual because you had to think about it. Because if it's inherently there, it shouldn't be a choice anyhow. And that's why I always tell people. Let me tell you something. I don't even deal with arguments with people anymore. You do what you want to do. People grown. I think people get really intimidated when gay men are intelligent and they do just as much as you can do, and they have things that you may aspire to have, and then you get that tinge of jealousy. I see a lot. I see a lot. People hated James Baldwin. People hated the people in the Harlem Renaissance because most of those brothers were gay. I mean, they were intelligent as well. But again, you all, it's what you think, and I'm telling you, I you got to live your life, and I'm glad I live in America where right now, I don't know how long it'll be, but right now, people can be
Okay.
free and live how they want to live. Go ahead, y'all.
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get out of here because I gotta go shopping and then we got the reggae thing today. So thank you for having me up, Jay. I enjoyed this conversation. Rubber, don't forget we supposed to be doing something together, so don't forget me, okay?
Yeah, hit me. Listen, we
Look,
definitely can do that. I'm game for it.
okay, baby. Okay. Is
So,
your
any
email
last
on your
words, y'all?
page?
Because I gotta go too. I gotta go as well. So, your last words, Creole. Your last words, Rebel.
Okay, is your email on your page, Rebel?
Yes, but how do I reach you? As
My
well.
email's on my page, but it's Coco COCOS next level at Yahoo.
Okay, I'll reach out to you as well.
All right, baby. Thank you, Jay. Y'all enjoy your day.
All right.
I
Well,
was just
Rebel,
Jay. This conversation really needs to be had, and I think sometimes these conversations make people uncomfortable, but they need to be had because we definitely. I'm willing to hear someone else's views, and your views is important. It's an important. Your view is important for you,
yeah,
and
we're
you
gonna
have a
we're gonna
right
deal
to
with this. We're
believe your
gonna deal
belief
with this in
system.
religion. We're gonna deal with the double standards. We're gonna deal with a whole lot, health disparities, all of those things. Because again, I'm not doing other commentary. I've left that commentary alone. I'm not really interested in that commentary, but things that are going to help people, things that are going to enlighten people, that's what we need to do. So that's where I'm going.
Well, thank you for having me. Then let me get it right here because baby, they feel when I sit on this bike, it's gonna be some fried chitlins because it's sun. But thank you for having me on, and we just for the good conversation.
Yes. Also culturally too. Thanks, Rebel. Y'all take care.
All right.
Bye.